Casey Kane with plenty of time. But now the man he's trying to run down is Elliott Sadler and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Just like gunslingers, though, the close to the top you get, the harder they are to knock off.
And that time, Elliott Sadler beat Casey Kane by 2/10 that lap. Elliott Sadler has that clean racetrack out there in front of him. He shouldn't have to deal with any traffic.
And I think, Larry, we've talked about this. Last year, Elliott Sadler's whole season turned around right here for the worse. I mean, when he spun off turn 2 over and wrecked that car that he liked so much, he never really recovered.
Sadler has led 24 laps today. As Larry pointed out, first time a Robert Yates car has led this year. So hoping to turn that whole team's fortunes around today.
He ran the fastest lap again of anyone out there. Next time, Bobby, 22 to go.
And again, he's out front, clean air. We've been hearing that all day. And this track, I can see why. You get the good bit of aero push here. So if you're out front, that's a good deal.
His last lap was only 5/100ths quicker than the 9 car of Casey Kane. But Casey Kane is now pulling down on and having to deal with Dale Earnhardt Jr. for second place. 450 miles of this, and wouldn't you know it had come down to a Ford, a Chevy, and a Dodge.
It does every week. It does every week.
Amazes me. It really does.
But Darrell, you talked about Elliott Sadler's season last year. Just remember, he came to this race team at the beginning of last year thinking that Michael Fatback McSwain was going to be his crew chief. Right before the season, he left that race team. Elliott Sadler had no crew chief. He went through 2 or 3 crew chiefs last year. Todd Parrott stepped in the latter part of last year. And there you see Todd Parrott, and you could see this team come to life those last 5 or 6 races. Battle for second heats up. Casey Kane in that 9 car goes to the inside of Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car. They're side by side through 3 and 4. We'll come back to the line with 20 to go.
And Junior should fall right there in behind Casey and just follow him. If he doesn't, he's going to have Gordon in his rearview mirror.
To the 24.
Clear to the 24, they tell Casey Kane. That is 1.5 seconds away with 20 laps to go.
And Darrell, wouldn't you say it's safe to say, you know you're running so fast here, how sensitive it is to hit your marks? That's what Elliott Sadler has to focus on. He can't worry about how fast the 9 car is.
All he needs, he knows he's coming. So when's he going to get here, or is he going to get here?
Last win for Robert Yates Racing. Last year at Rockingham in February with Dale Jarrett. Been over a year.
What you don't want to have now is a caution flag of any significance.
No, Elliott Sadler does not need a caution flag.
No, he just needs to keep doing what he's doing. Laps are winding down in a hurry.
Smoker in 1. I think that's Wimmer again. That's tire smoke, it appears. Nothing of great importance. He keeps on.
Well, we saw the Busch race yesterday get a red flag because of or a caution flag at the end of the day because of a car that was 104 laps down.
Elliott Sadler leading by 1.2 seconds over hot rookie Casey Kane. Sadler's first career top 10 finish as a then Winston Cup driver came right here in Texas in 1999. Casey Kane in second and closing. Sadler trying for his second career win. Casey Kane, the second place driver, trying to rebound from a very tough week at Bristol that saw him competitive but ending up in the fence.
Even yesterday he had problems here in the Busch race. Got into an accident. Not of his own making.
No.
Happened here on the front straightaway. He just was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
But such a talent that 2 manufacturers, Ford and Dodge, fought over his services in the offseason.
And you know, he reminds me of Bill Elliott. You look at him, you talk to him. You know, Bill never, I don't mean this unkindly to Bill, but Bill never looked like he was a race car driver. He never looked like he ought to go out there and do what he does. But in Casey's a lot that way. Young, timid kid.
You know, whatever happened to Jeff Gordon in the 24 car, he's right here behind Dale Earnhardt Jr. This is the battle for third. That car is definitely in good shape right now, but they are almost 3 seconds behind our leader right now, Elliott Sadler. But guys, the last 2 laps, Elliott Sadler, the 38 car, he has had about the quickest car by about a half a tenth.
16 car, I think, is off the pace, guys. Is that 16?
Yep. Biffle coming to pit road, very strong in the early going.
Smoking out of it.
He was running in the 9th position in the top 10.
That'll move Jamie McMurray, Jimmy Johnson, Dave Blaney up the leaderboard as Biffle goes to the garage.
I mean, this pace has just just not slowed down. Casey Kane ran his quickest lap about 10 laps ago of this race.
Rusty Wallace about 2/10 off the leader, running in 5th place, the second Dodge in the race. Right behind him, the man who beat him to the line in Bristol 1 week ago, Kurt Busch. Busch is 6th. Casey Mears has closed right down on Kurt Busch, trying to equal his career best finish.
Casey Mears just keeps getting better every week, Larry. It seems like the car and the crew and he, as a driver, have really improved over last year.
And I think what really happened was he got some confidence last year. He went and ran those ARCA races. I think he won 1 or 2 of them, and that gave him confidence that, hey, I can do this.
Tony Stewart was coming down pit road when a caution came out. Took a while for things to cycle through and him to get back on the lead lap. He's 8th. And Jimmie Johnson likewise took advantage of a free pass on a caution flag. Moved up into the top 10, as did Jamie McMurray on the next to most recent caution flag. McMurray also on the lead lap. Now Jimmie Johnson and Dave Blaney, who we're about to see, in 11th place on the lead lap. Both got fresh tires on this last caution, Larry, but it didn't seem to move them along.
Yeah, and you heard them say the reason they came to pit road is the car was going backwards. It was not driving that good, and evidently they didn't either make enough adjustments or certainly the fresh tires did not fix it. Guys, we're going to have a race for that lead here in just a few laps. Now Casey Kane is about a 10th quicker than Elliott Sadler each lap. Right now he's a half a second behind him, a 10th a lap, 11 to go. You do the math.
Half a second. You can measure that in car lengths here.
Well, when he gets to him, of course, he's been so good all day, I can't imagine that he won't be able to find a way around. But I got to believe that Elliott's going to make that car awfully wide when he gets there.
10 to go.
Matt?
He's knocking down about 2 to 3/10 of a lap faster than the 38 car is Casey Kane. Now, many people may wonder, well, when did Casey Kane pop up on Ray Evernham's radar? Was it last year or possibly even a year and a half ago? If you have to go back to Speed Weeks 2000, Ray was out of the Volusia County dirt track watching New Jersey sprint car legend Billy Pouch, and he saw Casey Kane out there. He said, looked like he shouldn't even have a driver's license, but a guy by the name of John Bickford made the introduction. Jeff Gordon's stepfather. The rest, they say, history.
Elliott Sadler's lead is about to be history. It's been 108 races since Sadler won. Bristol 2001. Casey Kane's about to be right on his bumper, but only 9 laps remain.
And Bickford put Ray Evernham and Jeff Gordon together. He saw the combination there, and he put that together. So got a good eye for talent, obviously.
There are your leaders.
8 to go.
Well, Casey come up off the bottom. I think he's really pouring that thing down in there right now.
And you know, guys, I said they would probably not catch any lap traffic. They may catch some lap traffic here in about 4 or 5 laps. I see Larry Fort in the 14 car, Johnny Sauter in the 30, so they may catch these lap cars.
Matt Kenseth was our points leader coming into this race, and he's going to end up with a 16th place finish. It looks like he's a couple laps down, 2 laps down to be exact.
Pretty good recovery for a guy that got caught in the pits, hit the wall, done everything he can do.
Yeah.
Still finished in top 20.
They've done what won them a championship last year. They took good days and turned them into great days. They've taken a bad day and turned it into a good day.
And that is their strength, making the car better as the race goes along. Dick Berggren on the leader.
And in a situation like this, you might wonder if the crew chief or the spotter would be talking to the guy in the lead and encouraging him to do better, encouraging that he could win this race. Absolute silence on Elliott Sadler's radio. They are being quiet to let him think this out, do what he's got to do to win it.
And Dick, Darrell, Mike, what I'm seeing right now, Casey Kane, he's caught Elliott Sadler. We'll have 6 to go this time, actually 5 to go. He's moved that car to the top side. He's keeping that thing wound up, keeping the RPMs up on that motor.
I think he realizes that Elliott's not going to give up the bottom. So he's going to have to try to find a way around on the outside. He's really good down here in 3 and 4. Just mediocre in 1 and 2, but he really gets a run on him when he goes high down here in 3 and 4.
After finishing 41st at Daytona, Casey Kane ripped off finishes of 2nd, 2nd, and 3rd before falling to 13th at Darlington and falling out early at Bristol.
Right there, Darrell, that's where you're talking about. A good run off turn 4. He pulls into about a car length of Elliott Sadler. 4 laps to go.
Sadler has run top 5 this season at Darlington and a 6th place at Vegas.
Elliott's a little bit better in 1 and 2 right now if he hits his marks. But down here on the other end, I think is where Casey is going to get that thing up on the outside.
You're right, Darrell. Casey knows that Elliott's not going to give up the bottom of that racetrack.
No red flag from here on out. If the caution comes out, it's over. A 3-lap shootout.
He got about another half a car length. 3 laps to go.
I believe if he ever gets a run on him off the 4, there could be a last lap pass here coming to the line.
They may catch Johnny Sauter in that 30 car. He's about 15 car lengths out there in front of him.
He ain't got nothing for you, 1 or 2, man. Just hit your marks down here.
There goes Casey to the high side again. He got a run right there in the middle of the corner.
Just looking. Just looking. You all right, buddy?
Ooh, he's touched the wall, I think, with the right rear.
2 to go. And you know what? Of these 200,000 people, no one is sitting down.
Nope. Boy, Sadler took it deep into turn 1 and opened up a big lead. 2 car lengths.
That could be the difference right there. I know Casey's good in 3 and 4, but
Coming to the white, though.
I don't know. He just doesn't seem to be able to get alongside of him.
But here's his strong point, Darrell. He runs it in high through 3 and 4. Elliott Sadler gets a good fight on the bottom. They'll be coming to the white flag this time.
Now, we need that 30 car to get out of the way. Here he comes on, looking outside, looking outside. This is his move right here. He saved this. He saved the outside move, if it'll work or not.
And right there where Elliott Sadler been the strongest through the middle of 1 and 2. They're going to run up on a lap car. Johnny Sauter, half a lap to go.
And Casey Kane almost ran out of racetrack exiting turn number 2.
He's got one more shot, boys. It's going to be right here.
Lap car is going to cause Elliott Sadler the race.
I don't know, Darrell. I believe Elliott Sadler shut the door high on him. He's going to shut the door high on him.
Sadler had to look for Sauter. Here comes Kane. Sadler by half a car length.
I thought that lap car was going to cost him a race.
Johnny Sauter did all he could do to get to the bottom of the racetrack. Elliott Sadler had to lift for a moment to be able to clear Sauter, and that almost handed the race to Casey Kane. Margin of victory, 3/100ths of a second.
And Casey Kane's lost 2 races now by just a few hundred. Rockingham and now today.
Less than a car length. Jeff Gordon finishes 3rd, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 4th, Rusty Wallace 5th, Kurt Busch 6th, Casey Mears 7th, Tony Stewart 8th, Jimmie Johnson 9th, Jimmie McMurray 10th.
Robert Yates Racing will go to victory lane for the first time in over a year.
Wear it out, son. Wear it out.
Need some donuts, though.
Oh, yeah. Hello, boy.
Celebrate, and you know, Casey Kane may be starting to feel like Harry Camp with his 3rd second-place finish.
These Texas fans, they love a burnout.
He had a great car again today. Kane did. It just Elliott got out there and he couldn't get around him.
Elliott Sadler will move from 9th to 5th in the NASCAR and Nextel Cup standings. Here it is.
Casey Kane gets that run off turn 4 on the high side. You see Johnny Sauter, that lap car right there. Yeah. There's the difference.
I think Elliott was actually going to try to draft off of the 30 car. Then he realized Kane's coming on the outside, and he had to move up.
Did they bump?
I didn't notice it if they did.
Half a car length.
28/1000ths of a second.
500 miles later, comes down to that. I love it, you know?
Well, that's why this place was full right to the finish with nearly 200,000 fans.